chew, chew. That's what beavers do. We chew. Slap your tail, shout out loud. I'm proud to be a beaver. No time to play, there's work to do. Dance.
I have invited 5 incredible women, well actually 4 incredible women and me. And each woman has been instructed to bring a secret question or topic, and she has written it in an envelope, and we are unsealing those envelopes tonight, and we will be discussing those topics, and none of the rest of us have any idea what the other person wrote down. So it should get interesting, it might get heated, might get a little bit nasty, we don't know. So let's get started.
I know when someone is lying to me or they are not telling me the whole truth. And I get this feeling like, do you really think I'm a chump, that I don't know what you're talking about or that I don't know what you're hiding? And then I have observed myself trying to pull the truth out of someone else. Am I really entitled to the truth? Do I really have to know the truth of this matter?
Yeah, it has to do with, there's like almost a courtesy sometimes to not telling people the truth, but like what is that about?
Yeah.
Why do we feel that it's more polite to lie, that there should be that should be a given?
Wait, but hold up, I think that's part of being a woman. I think a lot of our upbringing, and in fact, Carrie, because you are Southern, I expect that's a big part of your upbringing, is like sometimes being sweet isn't the truth.
Right, it's not the truth. No, it is not. It is not.
Well, it's also got to be hard because you're a naturally fiercely curious individual. And you're a journalist, so when you smell something, you want to get to the bottom of it, but you also want to be polite and respect boundaries.
Right, I don't want to be a jerk about it, but I also want the person to know, I know you're not telling me the truth. Okay, so if we're going to agree that you're not telling me the truth, that's fine.
Right.
But I just want you to know.
But what kind of
to dial it back.
What kind of truth aren't they telling you? Because some things I don't mind when people lie to me, because it's easier for me not to hear whatever is the dark truth. So
if I sniff a lie, it's off to the races.
You want
it's like
to
a truffle.
know.
Yes. It's what?
It's like a truffle, and you're like, I'm digging in there.
Oh, I'm going. Yes.
I think that media is doing it to us. I think we are internalizing it, and then we are judging ourselves, and we are judging each other based on it. I think that men might be a part of the same byproduct of that. I mean, they're also ingesting the same, media or whatever else, but I don't think it's fair to blame it on, we're the carriers, we're the ones that are doing it to ourselves.
That's right.
Women just shouldn't look at fashion magazines.
And
they shouldn't do this, they shouldn't do that. And I was like, you can't edit out the world, and you can't keep people from coming up to you and being like, I can see the thin person inside you. Like, you can't, kind of
That's right.
click on them and they'll stop. Like, you can't.
Subway platform, and it wasn't my best moment in the world. I jumped the turnstile. I didn't jump the turnstile. The door was open, and I slid through. The reason is because I didn't really have enough money on my card, and I didn't feel like going to the thing and filling it up. And the door is open, so I just went through. And there were these 2 drunk young women, and I saw them, but I had my headphones on and I was like looking at my phone. I didn't really, but there was all this commotion around me, and so I took my headphones out, and she was talking to me, and I was like, are you talking to me? And she said, yes, you jumped the turnstile. Why'd you do that? And I said, because the door was open. And she said, you're the reason for our fare hike. We're going to call the police. You are a common criminal. I went like this. I said, worry about yourself. And as I was putting in my headphones, I heard her say, fat girl thinks she can jump the turnstile. And she kept saying, fat girl, fat girl, fat girl. And I was like, oh my God, she is calling me fat girl on the platform in front of everyone.
Oh my,
This bitch is fat and she jumped a turnstile. You can choose one. You can be fat or you can jump a turnstile, but you cannot do both. That is an affront to my priorities and my sense of stability.
Yeah, it was
And you
really
jumped a
weird.
turnstile? You were to get away with something by being fat.
It was
I would not have said anything if you had paid your fare. I would have tolerated your fatness. we only said I love you after horrible, horrible fights. Horrible fights where people ended up crying, either me or my mom. And one party would come to the other party to say I love you, and it was almost like, I've got to say this because like
Otherwise,
we basically
someone's
burned
gonna die in the middle
this
of the night.
entire
Yeah.
relationship, and I have to remind you that like I love you.
That
And
we
it
do
wasn't
love each
something.
other.
I remember going to friends' houses just to like work on projects, or just you're kind of over their house late for whatever reason, and hearing them say like their parents would go to bed and we'd still be working on whatever we're working on, and they'd be like, "Okay, good night, I love you." I love you,
What?
I love you. And like, I was floored by that. I was like, you just say it?
There's no big fight.
There's no
What, did you guys just fight?
You
Wait,
just said it? I was embarrassed for them. Because I felt like, oh my God, it's like being a dog and showing your belly. I was like, you just show them their vulnerable thing. Like, but it wasn't like that for them,
Right.
And I think maybe part of it is like my parents are immigrants too. So I'm sure that part of my perspective is informed by the fact that like the people who are arguably supposed to have the closest loving relationship to me fundamentally don't understand me at all. I love them,
That's interesting.
but like they don't, because
Right.
we're not. They love me, but they don't understand me.
Right.
And like as time goes on, I get that more and more and more. And it's not like a lack of effort. It's just we have totally different experiences. They're just
And that's okay.
yeah, it is.
Really
It is okay, but there's a disconnect there,
Right.
and it can feel lonely.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of like fundamentally informed. Like if I'm understood, that's a bonus, but I would really prefer it
Right.
because I kind of need that. You know what I
Sure.
mean? But I think it's part of why they didn't say it, because I mean culturally too. Like I think Americans also say like I love you, like they
I
say
love
it.
hamburgers. We love
Yeah,
everything.
we love
in this
everything.
thing.
Certain age, and you can't transfer to something. You can't change, and the feeling of it. I think that I'm sure men feel it too, but I feel like it's more challenging, or it feels more restrictive to women, or that women just feel like they.
The expiration date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think also affects women that are in their 20s, because
That's
they feel like they have an expiration date even when they're in their 20s, because oh, when I get to this age I won't be able to do that. And so I feel like all that stuff, it affects men too, but I feel like it affects women in a much more visceral way, and it makes us a little more panicky, and I feel like it's our job as women in our 40s to stop it.
Yeah, you're right.
I agree with it.
Anyone who gets me now is so much better off than, and I told you this the other night, anyone who got me in my 20s or 30s, I don't know, I just feel like I'm better now that I'm in my 40s. People who arrive at this point in life, I think we're a little bit more seasoned, and I don't know, I'm a better employee.
Yeah.
Mogul, that's what I mean.
Mogul.
Yeah.
Respect.
I am more interested in female things than male things.
Okay.
So I'm more attracted to female literature, I mean, I'm not talking about chick lit, but art by females. Like, I, in fact, resonate more with women. Bless you. So, I mean, I don't know that I think about it cognitively that way, but I'm often seeking out things that are specifically female.
Female based.
Issue, I cannot stand chick lit, so
I
that might
hate
be a certain very visceral
Me
thing
too.
for me.
Me too.
But in particular, the image of the diamond ring, the image of the baby carriage for me are all these tropes for women that I cannot fucking stand. So for me, I feel like that is all bullshit that somebody's trying to cater a woman, and good that some woman is being like, I think
Not
this is
doing it.
crap.
Yeah.
I also don't think there are as many female milestones as there are male milestones. So a woman building a skyscraper is something that I would want to show up for. A woman passing an equal pay act, God forbid that ever happened, I would want to show up for.
Choo, choo, choo. That's what beavers do.
Let's see what secrecy awaits us.
Sorry, start over.
Motherfucker! I'm so mad.
Choo choo, that's
I'm
what
like in the middle
beavers
of a
do.
movie.
Slap your tail, shout out loud.
I'm proud